Henry Ford said, "If everyone is moving forward together, then success takes care of itself." The most crucial part of working on a team is good communication. It's essential that you set expectations for how and where your group communicates as soon as your project starts. Certain types of communication are more socially acceptable or more productive in one type of tool as opposed to another. For instance, if you were running late for dinner with a friend, you wouldn't send them an email. You'd probably send them a text from your phone. On the other hand, you probably wouldn't text your boss or an important client, especially if you needed to attach a document. In this video, we're going to give you a brief overview of suggested communication tools that we use at Miami to use throughout the group process. We are focusing primarily on virtual teams here, groups that probably would not meet in person. You can adapt this to your particular situation. At the outset of a group project, it's important to begin with a formal first contact. Email is typically the best way to establish communication with your collaborators. Reach out to them in a professional manner to schedule your first team meeting. Your team's first meeting ideally should be synchronous, meaning that you are speaking with each other in real time, as if you were together in person. An online web conferencing tool like Google Hangouts or WebEx allows you to see and hear your team members, as well as to share your screen. Your goals for this first meeting should be to get to know each other a bit, brainstorm possible approaches to the project, identify roles and responsibilities, discuss expectations for how the team should work together, set up a timeline or schedule and identify key milestones, set up an online workspace that allows all members of the team full access to documents as authors and editors, and finally, decide which collaboration tools you will use for various parts of the project. It's vital that you stay in tune with your team members' schedules and the project timeline. A shared online calendar space like Google Calendar is a robust and dynamic way to share meeting times, milestones, and check-in dates. A shared folder space such as Google Drive allows you to share multiple documents with your teammates, including meeting notes, drafts, and multimedia. Within that shared space, you'll likely do a lot of team writing in something like a Google Doc. Working in a shared writing space is much more efficient than sending multiple versions of a document via email, like you would do with a Word doc. In a collaborative Google Doc, you can see changes that your collaborators make in real time, so everyone is always working from the most recent version of the document. This workflow will require some pre-planning. People can be sensitive about having their work rewritten or deleted. It's important to establish etiquette within the space so that everyone understands when to add comments as opposed to rewriting a team member's work. Suggesting changes or asking questions directly on the document can be a much more diplomatic approach when team writing. If team members are editing the document at the same time, Google Docs also has a chat function that can be very useful for brainstorming. It's sometimes necessary to contact your teammates more informally or immediately, such as if you're running late for a meeting. For these situations, it can be helpful to establish an instant messaging space like text messaging from your phone or instant messaging apps like GroupMe or Google Hangouts Chat. We've already discussed how important it is to set milestones for your project from the beginning. This will include scheduling regular meetings or check-ins to reflect on the group's progress, talk through challenges, and resolve conflict. These meetings could happen within the same space as your first meeting in the Google Hangout or the WebEx. There may also be times when a more formal email is necessary for coordinating important details or finalizing the project. We've suggested best tools to use for collaboration here at Miami, but there are many alternate options. You should be familiar with other tools like Dropbox or WeChat because you may use them in the future with other groups. Hopefully, by establishing how and where you'll communicate at the beginning of the project, you'll be setting yourself and your team up for a successful group working experience.